welcome, Raj. It's fantastic to see you. I haven't seen you for 7 years, I think. It was 2013. We saw you in Singapore at our conference, and we saw you in Vegas, I believe. You came along to our Vegas conference. How are you? How have you been?
Good, thank you so much. You're right. 7 years. I think it had to be COVID to bring us back.
Yeah, well, we don't need that as an excuse to talk, my friend. But you're based in India, is that correct?
Yes. I'm based in Mumbai, India.
Excellent, excellent. And how are things there with COVID-19 at the moment? What's the general feeling?
So Mumbai is the worst city in India.
Okay.
We are in complete lockdown. So I have not moved out of my apartment for last like 35 days. So it's pretty bad in Mumbai comparison to the rest of India.
Okay, well, I hope things turn around quickly for you, and we're all in the same boat in terms of trying to, the certainty in life today is that it's uncertain what's going to happen next. So, that's the challenge that we all face.
You're right, absolutely.
So thank you for joining us today, and I appreciate, I know you have a wealth of experience. Maybe just for those people who are watching us today, you can just share a little bit about who you are and what you guys do these days.
Sure. Thank you so much again, Raj. So my name is Raj Verma. I am a BPO outsourcing product. I've been in the industry for over 20 years, and I have risen through the ranks, managed different functions, operations, training, quality, and about last 8 years, I have started my own. I run a management consulting company by the name BREAKFREE Consulting. We predominantly cater to the IT and ITES sector. We have 3 broader verticals. We service, we call them HR solutioning, where we help manage employee life cycle. We do people proficiency, where we cater to 200 plus behavioral and leadership trainings. And we also create a lot of learning content, e-learning, mobile learning, gamification. And the last vertical, we call it operational excellence, where we help people to streamline their processes, control their costs, optimize their revenue through Six Sigma, Lean, Kaizen, and other operational efficiency tools.
Wow.
We've been in business for about 8 years. We are cutting across all over India, a little bit in Singapore and Sri Lanka and Philippines.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like you've got a busy time, and thank you for joining us. So I really appreciate you sparing some of your insights with us. Now I understand, Raj, that you're going to be sharing some slides with us in a moment and talking about customer experience. So I'm going to hand over to you. If you share your screen and maybe just share what you've got, and we'll talk about it at the end, if that's okay.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Perfect. Hey guys, hello from India. Hi, I'm gonna be taking you all through a couple of slides about customer experience. So my first slide is, because of the situation, what got us here won't get us there. So obviously things have changed, so we need to be also thinking about what we should be doing about customer experience. We need to rethink and we need to reimagine the rules that we've lived by. Obviously won't all apply now. Hence, what I have titled this program or these slides is Adapting Customer Experience. And I've underlined customer experience because experience will be playing key role in servicing our customers going forward. So what has changed? What is shifted? So if the world that we know today is, I've divided it into 3 pieces. On this slide, if you see, on the left side, there is a customer support oriented culture. What do we mean by that? We mean 24/7 support. we mean customer service support, we mean technical help desk, so on and so forth. With this change in the situation, the operating principles have shifted. So merely giving a 24/7 support won't help. Giving a technical help desk won't help. The operating principle that has shifted is the experience. The customers will demand more in terms of experience that they will get when they are talking to the customer service representative. The customers will be demanding more in terms of insights, how much we know about them, how much we are personalizing our conversation. The third very important thing that has shifted is how quick and fast we are in delivering that resolution. And the last thing is the connection. How good we are in connecting with our customer, not for business, but otherwise as well. So these four critical principles have shifted. What do I mean by that? The very first thing, if you see the block in orange, I, I, I am depicting creating a lifestyle integration for customer. So let me take a quick example. What do I mean by lifestyle integration? What do I mean is, if a customer is a sports person, if the customer is a medical professional, if the customer is a engineer, how good we are in understanding the lifestyle of that person and solutioning integration to that lifestyle. That's number one. The middle part is localization. And what I mean by that is, the more we bring solution which is familiar to the customer, the more the customer will feel valuable. So for example, if we're talking to a customer from Spain, we need to understand the ground realities in Spain at that point in time to bring in real-time examples and looping them in our conversation. That's the only way we make our conversation more valuable for the customer. And the third thing I'm talking about is omni-channel experience. This is very important. So if customer is talking to us on a Facebook, or a customer is sent us a WhatsApp message, or a message through any other platform, or the customer has picked up a phone and speaking to us, how good we are in ensuring that we've tapped those footprints and we bring in that into our conversation so that we feel more connected with the customer and we give the right solution to the customer. So all these three things underlining a big fat horizontal line which is called experience. And hence what I'm talking about is, the more the conversation is experience led, the better the connect with the customer, and the customer will feel more insightful about our conversation. I hope I'm making sense so far. Can we move on to the next slide, please? So with all the shifting principles, one thing that has not changed. So hey, there is a good news as well, so that we don't have to change a lot of things. And the good news is, the top investment priority for enterprises is still customer experience and will be customer experience. So whether the economy will go up or the economy will go down, whether the economy will be strengthened or it will be weakened, the one thing that all enterprises will focus on is the customer experience and investment towards customer experience. So if the economy will do good, investment in technologies and capabilities to improve customer experience will be heavy. If the economy weakens, then investment in technologies and capabilities to improve customer experience will remain the same, barring the other aspects of business or running an organization. So if we can click a next, here we go. So this is what I mean by the section that I've highlighted will remain the same. So if the economy is doing good, investment in technologies to streamline processes, leverage analytics to find opportunities will be two additional factors in addition to investment in technologies and capabilities to improve customer experience. If the economy weakens, then focus on operating cost reduction and driving operational efficiency along with investment for improving customer experience will remain the same. So hope this really makes sense for all of us. Now, after the lockdown, how will the businesses will look at customer experience? So let me divide that into three parts. What the three parts will be, the very first thing, which is now. If we look at the now scenario, the companies need to survive this current situation. And to survive the current situation, companies need to focus on the emotional quotient. The emotional quotient means the understanding of emotions of our customer, understanding of the social environment around our customer, and how strong or good we are in influencing that emotional quotient. If we do these three things, we will be able to survive the current scenario. Once we are strong on surviving, the obvious next step is reviving the business. And for reviving, we need two or three things very, very strong. And I categorize this under our intelligence quotient. What do I mean by intelligence quotient? Which means that do we have skilled resources? The resources who are more driven by emotional quotient than the intelligence quotient. Today, customer will more appreciate if we connect with them in understanding their emotional aspect rather than we trying to market our products. How strong are systems in giving support to the emotional aspects of our customer? How strong are structures in not only influencing but also supporting our customers? These three things will help revive our business. And that will lead to my third aspect, which is thriving business. And you can only thrive if you are adaptable. And your adaptable quotient help you in thriving your business. What do I mean by adaptability? I mean our reaction and speed to change. How we are reacting to this current change and how we are quick to this current change will help us thrive in our business. Let's look at all these three things from a strategic angle and from a tactical angle. So let's move on to the next slide, please. Now, I hope we all understood the emotional quotient, the intelligence quotient, and the adaptability quotient. Let's look at the strategic view. From my perspective, what should an organization be focusing on? Now, from a EQ perspective, which is your emotional quotient perspective, the first thing companies should be doing from a customer experience standpoint is connect with care and concern. Reach out to support and not to market. So a lot of banks, BFSI sector has already been calling us just to check on us, just to check on how am I doing, how my family is doing, how my friends are doing, how my locality or people around me are doing. And there is no business talk that happens. Every week or 10 days, if we can do that, they'll be fantastic. And if we can make that call not only a phone call, but if we can request for a video conferencing, there'll be cherry on the cake. There'll be understanding and talking to the customer face to face, making those eye contacts. And that's very, very important. So the erosion of confidence will make trust way more important than ever before. And these two things, connecting with care and concern and reaching out to them not for marketing, will bring in that trust factor for that brand, which is very, very important to survive in this situation. So I hope I'm making sense so far on the emotional quotient. Now let's talk about the intelligence quotient. Once we are done with this phase, is the phase where the customer will look on us in getting more intelligent insights and inputs, not only about the business but also the social aspect. So what do we need to do? So we need to meet our customers where they are. So we need to change our strategy, we need to change our systems to make sure we start doing home deliveries, to make sure we start using technology, to make sure we enable our digital platforms to meet them at their homes, to meet them at their societies. So today is the time when we need to go back to the whiteboard and start looking at how strong we are on digital aspects, how strong we are on home delivery aspects, and enable that contactless operation as far as possible. And this contactless operation will be the buzzword for next 6 to 12 months now. The companies who are faster on making the operations contactless will be better in their business. And also we need to start educating our employees to solicit ear to the ground insights. So when our employees are going for those home deliveries, or our employees talking to our customers, that's where we need to bring those ground realities back to the business so that we can take those informed decisions. And this is what I mean by intelligence quotient. How good you are and fast you are in making your operations contactless and understanding the ground realities will make you move from a surviving to a reviving phase. Now, once we are good with reviving our business and good with contact-led operation, that's when we move on to adaptability quotient. That's when we start looking at now how should we take our business to thriving stage. And what do we mean by that? Very simple formula. We need to work on establishing or building agile capabilities, proof of concept, tests, and scale labs. The more we fail early, the more we fail fast, the more we fail often, the more we will be adaptable. So very, very important for us to start experimenting, to start accepting all possible ideas and solution, and start working on our proof of concepts, start bringing those labs into the forefront to experiment with things. This should be the strategic view for all the organization, from for surviving, for reviving, and for thriving stages. Let's move on to the tactical aspects of it. So what are those 2 or 3 things that we should be doing under each of these verticals? Now our first vertical is EQ vertical. Now from a contact center perspective, call centers perspective, outsourcing perspective, for a emotional quotient, what should we be doing? We need to focus on pleasantry outbound calls. We need to focus on calling our customers and giving them that hope, giving them that laugh, wishing them about their anniversaries, about their birthdays, and making them feel that we are there to support them during this tough stage. That's what I mean by a tactical implementation. Offer work from home opportunities. Our call center volumes will double, triple, or maybe go 5x, because people will be calling in for services, for difficulties, for technical issues. And if we are not established our services to cater to those volumes, then it will not be good from an emotional quotient perspective. So while they are our customers, if we can also make them our partners, our employees, there'll be a win-win from both the perspectives, because they also need financial support and organizations need people. The third tactical aspect, what we can do is update our IVRs on social cause initiatives. So in terms of what we as an organization are doing for our society, for our employees, for people around us, for our customers, if we can put some messaging on our IVR when the customers are calling for service or technical issues, there is a very, very good emotional quotient message that we can send to connect with them. And we should also initiate community reach out programs. We need to identify where most of our customers are. We need to identify communities around where our business is. And if we can go and reach out, initiate some programs in terms of supporting them for necessities, supporting them for emotional channels, that maybe companies can set up a emotional help desk where customers can call and talk to people from their emotional issues or aspects. So these are some of examples from technical perspective. Now let's look at from intelligence quotient perspective. What should be those 2 or 3 technical things? The very first thing, onboarding calls, migrate customer to digital channels. If you have established a digital channel, it's not easy for all the customers to adapt to those channels. So the very first thing that we should do is do an outbound call to make them aware that yes, we as a company are ready about our digital channels, educate them how these digital channels can help them. So that's first thing that we can do. So educational and awareness calls. Second thing, how we can make our customers more capable in doing self-help on our website or through our IVRs. Again, educational and awareness outbound calls will go long way in not only connecting, but also making sure our customers are more capable now in doing self-help. All these calls, if we can do video conference calls to have that face-to-face conversation, to have that eye contact, that'll be brilliant. That'll be super awesome if we as a company can do that. And the last part, we need to adjust or optimize success measures. Now it's not the time to look at the AHT or the service levels. It's the time to rethink, reimagine our service levels, our key performance indicators, and layer it with more human, more emotional angle than more on operational angle. So these are some of the technical aspects from intelligence quotient perspective. Now my favorite part, which is thriving and adaptability quotient. What do I really mean by that? Here we're talking about behavior change. We're talking about initiatives that we as an organization or an enterprise need to take that jump, that moonshot, build culture of change, set expectations with your customers that things will change and they will change fast. If you keep them engaged, if you keep your educational and awareness calls or initiatives and programs, trust me, they will be more welcoming for any change that we as an enterprise will bring to them. Focus on more immersive experiences. What do I mean by immersive experiences? We need to focus on how we can leverage artificial intelligence. We need to focus on how we can leverage audio and visual immersive experiences. We need to focus on how our conversations can not only be phone calls but more on video calls. And we need to start focusing on my last and important point, pay attention to failure modes, indicating what we have missed. So when our employees are going for home deliveries, or when our employees are talking to our customers, and if our customers even give a slightest of hint of dissatisfaction, of something that did not go right, those are the clues or aspects that we need to bake into or bring into our labs and start experimenting on, so that we can bring in new adaptive solutions. So these are some of the tactical aspects that enterprises should be focusing on from customer experience delivery perspective. I hope that I'm making sense, and some of these things or few of these things that you and your organization can pick up to start working on. If we can go on to the next slide, please. Well, this is the most important message that I want to end my presentation with. Change is the only constant and we need to keep moving. And boy, oh boy, there's never ever been such an important aspect in our lives before this period. So this is a best POC, proof of concept, that all of us can really take it from change perspective and start working towards. So guys, thank you so very much for listening to me, and be ready for that AQ, adaptive question, to bring into your organizations. Thank you so very much. Cheers.
Excellent. Hey, you know, Raj, this was a great interview. You great presentation. I like a lot of your comments. I like the way you broke things down as well in terms of things that we could do. You actually gave us some very good insights into very specific things that everybody could do. So I want to say thank you very much for your time today. It was awesome talking to you. It's been too long, so we need to make sure we cut that 7 years down to a more frequent time that we talk, because 7 years is a long time, and
Yes.
And I also particularly like some of your comments as well about companies trying things, and we should never be afraid to fail in terms of our endeavors to deliver customer experience. It's through those failings, as long as we're learning from them and moving forward and constantly evolving and changing, I think we should be in a good spot.
We'll appreciate the opportunity, Raj. And as I said, I'm happy to contribute. I'm not really looking after the commercial angle, but yeah, happy to contribute. And if you can want me to come back for any other topic, happy to do that.
Fantastic. You take care, you stay safe, and look after yourself, and we'll be in touch again soon, my friend. Take care.
Same. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Take.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.